All right, so today you will be making your own function machine. Uh, but before you do, you've got to do the math part. Uh, it's all mathematical, but this is the more mathy part. So you're going to pick a function, or your teacher is going to give you one. So let's say we do this function, double x. Nah, let's not double x. Let's square x. Square x and add 3. Okay, so our function is going to be y equals x squared plus 3. But why not rewrite it as x squared plus 3 equals y, since y is our output, and it's on the right side, and x is our input, it's on the left side. So just kind of makes sense. So here we go. We need to pick some inputs, some negative, some positive. And again, you get to pick these. Most people do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, things like that. But if you want to pick a couple weird ones after, maybe do a couple big ones, okay? And then you just input your x's into the function. And then you solve it. You can type it in the calculator. Pretty easy. So we're inputting these inputs, and then we haven't done any math to figure out the answers. But we sure can in just a second. And I'm going to stop there and do some math now. So -2 squared plus 4. That's going to be 4 plus 3, which is 7. -1 squared is 1 plus 3 is 4. 0 squared plus 3 is 3. And then 1 squared is 1 plus 3 is 4. So I think it's repeating now. 7, 4, 3, 4. Anyway, let's just check. 2 squared plus 3 is 4 plus 3, which is 7. 5 oh, it did repeat. 7, 4, 3, 4, 7. 5 squared plus 3 is 28. And 100 squared plus 3, I believe, let's see, 100 times 100 is going to be 10000. 10,000 plus 3 is 10,003. And there you go. This is going to be cut out if you're in my class, and put this in the back of your function machine. You're just going to glue it on, so don't lose this. So yeah, or you're going to do this on the back of your function machine. All right? Now let's see how they work. Let's look at some examples really quick. These are kind of fun. So this is the most basic one. You make a couple slits. You've got your inputs 0. And when you input 0, you should get 1. And that's what you do there. Okay, these are kind of basic, not as fun, not as cool. And then you get these, which are more cool. So again, here's your function, y equals 2x plus 3. So if we input 1, 2 times 1 plus 3 is 5, which is our output. Bam! Now some people like to make heart cuts. But no matter what you do here, this is kind of tricky. You got to be careful. So you've done your math already, and then after that you got to make your cuts on this paper right here, this little one. You got to cut out your input hole and your output hole, and then put it on, and then you just write your input, your output, then you spin it. Write your input, your output, and you spin it. Let's show you. So here's a fun one. The pig function. Okay, so anyway, we're going to input 0. And notice they haven't written the output yet. But they're going to, because they know that they have their math done, and now they can actually write it right on the paper where it goes. Then they're going to spin their paper that way or that way, whatever they decide. And they'll do a new input. So now 5, and they'll actually write it right on the blue paper. And then they'll write their output 50. And then they'll spin it one way or the other. And now if our input is -5, our output is also 50. Okay, so they're spinning it, writing it. Don't try to write it first. That's hard. So, and then again, if the input is -10, the output would be 200. And then you just, so you write it, spin it, and write it in a new spot. Make sure you spin it enough so that you can have an input and an output. All right? And again, on the back of this paper is where you have your H chart. And these people went the extra mile, and they actually added an X, Y chart section. So -10 was the coordinate for X, and 200 is the coordinate for Y. Okay? And then here's just another fun example you can do. Be creative. Here's another one. And thank you very much for listening, and hope you're going to have fun with this. Remember, on the back you got to have an H chart. And then I'm going to have you also say whether it's linear or not. And then I would like you to have just a quick graph. So if it does that, put that on there, and maybe where it starts. Or you can, if it's linear, draw a quick graph if it's a linear function. Okay? But either way, you've got to decide linear or not. Have a graph, a quick graph, doesn't have to be beautiful, and an H chart. Thank you very much. Done.